Most people spend their lives working for money, but wealthy people do something different. They spend time figuring out what assets to buy. One of the simplest definitions of wealth building is this: assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. And if there's one secret to building wealth, it's this: focus on buying assets and let those assets keep making money for you day and night. Once the income from your assets becomes greater than the income from your day job, financial freedom is no longer just a dream. Today, I'm counting down 10 assets that are quietly making ordinary people wealthy. By the end of this video, you'll understand how each one works and which assets you should start building today. Asset number 10 is cash. When people talk about building wealth, they usually tell you to invest every dollar. But here's something interesting. One of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett, has been doing almost the opposite. Recently, Berkshire Hathaway built one of the largest cash positions in its history by selling a significant amount of stock and allowing cash to accumulate. Does that mean Buffett thinks cash is the best investment? Not at all. It means he understands something many investors forget. Cash is an asset because it gives you options. Imagine the stock market suddenly drops 30%. If you've invested every last dollar, all you can do is watch. But if you have cash available, you can buy great businesses at discounted prices. Now, I'm not suggesting you keep your entire portfolio in cash. Cash loses purchasing power over time because of inflation. But keeping a reasonable percentage of your portfolio in cash can make you a better investor. Because sometimes the best investment isn't the one you're making today. It's having the cash available and helping you become rich by giving you the option to act when everyone else can't. Asset number 9 is stocks. When you buy company stocks, you own a tiny piece of that business. Let's take Coca-Cola as an example. You're probably a consumer of Coke. You see their products in restaurants, grocery stores, movie theaters, and in countries all over the world. When you buy Coca-Cola stock, you're not just buying a ticker symbol. You're becoming a tiny owner of that company as a shareholder. And when Coca-Cola makes money, part of those profits can come back to shareholders through dividends. Now imagine you don't spend those dividends. You reinvest them. Those dividends buy more shares. More shares generate more dividends. Those dividends buy even more shares. And you repeat that process for 10, 20, even 30 years. That's compounding. Of course, just because you recognize a company doesn't automatically make it a good investment. Wealthy people don't buy stocks because they're going up this week. They buy companies they believe can continue earning profits, serving customers, and growing their business for many years to come. As business grows, the value of your ownership can grow too. That's why owning great businesses through stock ownership has been one of the most powerful ways to build wealth over the long term. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how do I know which companies will still be successful 10 or 20 years from now? That's a fair question. And if picking individual companies feels overwhelming, don't worry. Asset number 8 solves the problem. Index funds. Instead of trying to find the next winning company, an index fund allows you to own a small piece of hundreds or even thousands of companies with a single investment. Think of it like buying the entire fruit basket instead of trying to guess which apple will taste the best. If one company struggles, others can help balance it out. That's one reason index funds have become one of the most popular investments for long-term wealth building. Many legendary investors, including Warren Buffett, have recommended low-cost index funds for most people because they're simple, diversified, and don't require you to constantly monitor the market. A couple examples, these are just examples. The Vanguard S&P 500 VOO lets you own about 500 of America's largest companies with a single investment, or Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Will index funds make you rich overnight? Probably not. But if you invest month after month for decades, they can quietly become one of the most powerful wealth-building assets you'll ever own. Sometimes the simplest investment strategy is also one of the most effective. Everyone loves talking about stocks and index funds. Almost nobody brags about bonds. But number 7 asset I have for you is bonds, because they have quietly made countless people financially independent. When you buy a bond, you're essentially lending money to a government or company in exchange for regular interest payments. They probably won't make you rich overnight, but they can provide reliable income, reduce the ups and downs of your portfolio, and help you stay invested during bear markets. Asset number 6 is real estate. Understanding real estate is incredibly valuable. That's the reason why most rich people love this asset class. Now, I'm not saying everyone should immediately go out and buy a rental property. Real estate requires knowledge, research, and the right numbers. In fact, I'll create a separate video where we dive much deeper into real estate investing. But for now, I'll tell you the 4 income streams from a single property. Cash flow from the rental income puts money in your pocket today. Appreciation grows your wealth over time. Tenant pays you rent, which lowers your loan balance and allows you to build equity. And tax benefits help you keep more of your money. That's why many wealthy people don't just see real estate as a place to live. They see it as an asset that can work for them in multiple ways. And this is exactly why understanding real estate is such a valuable financial skill. Asset number 5, business ownership. Owning a business is one of the fastest ways many people build wealth. When you own a business, your income isn't limited by your hourly wage or salary. A well-run business can continue generating profits whether you're serving more customers, hiring employees, or using technology to scale. Think about your favorite local restaurant, an accounting firm, a dental office, or even a YouTube channel. These are all businesses that can become valuable assets. In fact, many millionaires didn't become wealthy by investing first. They became wealthy by building a successful business and then investing the profits into stocks and real estate. Asset number 4 is intellectual property. Some of the most valuable assets exist because of an idea started in your mind. If you're artistic, knowledgeable, or creative, intellectual property can become an incredible wealth-building asset. Maybe you write a book and publish it through Amazon KDP. Maybe you compose music that earns royalties every time it's streamed. Maybe you build a useful app that solves a real problem. Or perhaps you create an online course that teaches a skill you've already mastered. The beauty of intellectual property is this: you do the hard work once, but you can potentially earn income over and over again. Of course, creating something valuable isn't easy. It takes time, effort, and persistence. But once you've built it, your intellectual property becomes an asset, something that can continue working for you long after you've finished creating it. In today's digital world, it's easier than ever to turn your knowledge and creativity into assets that can generate income for years to come. Asset number 3 is digital audience. 30 years ago, if you wanted to build a business, you needed a store, an office, a large marketing budget, or access to traditional media. Today, things have changed. One of the most valuable assets you can build is something many people overlook: a digital audience. A digital audience is a group of people who choose to follow you because they find your knowledge, entertainment, or experiences valuable. It could be a YouTube channel, a podcast, a newsletter. The important thing is this: you don't own the platform, but you own the relationship with your audience. A large audience that trusts you can become the foundation for many opportunities. Look at many successful creators today. Their biggest asset isn't just the videos they create. It's the trust they have built with millions of people. And the best part, you don't need millions of followers. A small audience of the right people can be incredibly valuable. The internet has changed the rules of wealth creation. But remember, followers are not the asset. Trust is the asset, and building trust takes time. Asset number 2 is skills. Before you can invest in stocks, real estate, or businesses, you need something even more fundamental: your ability to earn money. Your skills are one of the most valuable assets you will ever own. Why? Because no one can take them away from you. A company can lay you off, the market can crash, a business can fail. But the knowledge, experience, and skills you have developed stay with you. The right skill can dramatically increase your earning potential. And here's the powerful part: your skills are often the asset that funds all your other assets. Many people focus only on saving more money. But sometimes the biggest financial breakthrough comes from asking a different question: how can I become more valuable? Because when your skills increase, your income potential increases. And when your income increases, your ability to acquire assets increases. Warren Buffett once said, "The best investment is investing in yourself." Asset number 1 is time. After talking about all these different assets, there's one asset that is more valuable than all of them: time. Why? Because every other asset becomes more powerful when you give it enough time to grow. Time allows your investments to compound. Your stocks can grow. Your real estate can appreciate. Your business can expand. Your skills can improve. Your audience can grow. but time is the one asset you can never earn back. This is why starting early is such a powerful advantage. You don't need to be the smartest investor. You don't need to have the most money. You need to start, stay consistent, and give your assets enough time to work. So if you are young, your greatest advantage isn't your salary, it's your time. And if you are older, the best time to start building assets is not tomorrow, it's today. Because the only thing more valuable than money is the time you have left to let that money grow. So, which of these 10 assets do you already own? Let me know in the comments. Hit the thumbs up if you find this helpful. Your encouragement motivates me to create more useful content for this community. Check out this video for the ideal order to invest your money. Let's keep building together. I'll see you in the next video.